Hey, what's going on, guys? X here, and today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends X-Men Wave 1 Iceman. This part of the Juggernaut wave, he comes with an arm. And as far as accessories go, he doesn't come with any. So it only comes with what you see. He gets the one fist for the right, and he only gets the open hand for the left. No other things. So this is probably my least favorite figure in this entire wave, just because he's kind of loose in some places. He doesn't come with any extra accessories. Just I would have kind of preferred if he would have came with kind of like a little snow sled or something like that, to where whenever I like maybe put him on a flight stand, it can look like he's creating kind of a snow sled, and just kind of reenact some scenes that I remember watching in the cartoon. But he doesn't come with anything like that. So, I would actually buy some type of third party accessory to go with this if they ever made it. The other thing is, with the way that the knees and other things are very loose on him, but I'll go ahead and give you a 360. As far as the design, I know some people said that they kind of didn't like it. Me, I actually I do. I like this clear, translucent look of him, and that might be one of the reasons why he's weak as far as articulation goes. But I would think that like one knee, it's not that bad, but this right knee, this thing just very, very loose. It just that's really my major complaints with him. No accessories, and then loose. He's also very weak here in the hips, and it looks weird because his hips actually stick out further than what his crotch does. If you can kind of see that, so it's just he's so slender and thin, and then his hips, it looks weird. For your hips to stick out further than your crotch. So it's a little strange. But anyways, we'll take a look at his face sculpt here. If we can get this thing to focus, you can see it's basically just the wide eyes. He's kind of got like this little ice spiky hair here. As far as design wise goes, if you can catch, I'm going to try to catch every little thing in the light so you can kind of see the way it's sculpted. You can see the lips on there, the cheeks. I think as far as the sculpt goes, I think it looks pretty cool. You get this back piece right here that just has some extra ice. You can see that it's a piece that you could just unplug if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave it on there. With the shoulders, he has the same thing as Wolverine does, to where they can go back and forth like so. The shoulders, they can go up and down. They can rotate however you need there. Swivel, and the bicep. You can see that the elbow here, it's kind of like bent. So that's one of those things that, hot water maybe, but I'm just going to, leave it alone and not mess with this character once I put him on the shelf. It does bend here, and then you would get a bend here, but just because this part of the elbow to bend is kind of a little bit harder. This one's very easy, and with it already kind of being warped, I'm just going to leave it alone, but you could bend it either here or here. The wrists, they do rotate, and they go left to right. It's kind of loose as well, or the loosest out of any of the figures that I've had so far in this wave. Same thing over here. This wrist, it goes up and down or left to right, whatever you want. You can rotate it. Same thing with the wrist here. It's harder at this joint to move, and quite easier at this one. Then you have the ab crunch going back and forth. Again, catching all the details in the light. You can see, the muscle, the tones and stuff like that. You can see the little side muscles over here and the six pack. The waist, him being so thin, it just looks weird if you bend him at the waist. Again, because I think that they made him too slender and no crotch. The legs forward, and they're very loose and weak here at these hips as well. It just the loosest figure so far. You do get some rotation here at the thigh, which is actually kind of tight, surprisingly. The knee, it can bend all the way back. This one, like I mentioned before, this just, if I put him on a shelf, he's just going to automatically start bending there. Then you have the foot, which goes front and back and left to right. Again, picking up in the light, all the, if I can get it, pick it up, all the little details, so you can see the toes individually and stuff like that. You can see some little ice going off the sides. You can see the muscle definition in the thighs and the calves and stuff like that. So I just got to catch it in the light so you can see it all. But again, as far as getting this guy posed, look, I mean, he's even weak in the ankle. That's just, you barely touch it, and just, so no stiffness at all. And because this always bends anyway, I got to kind of put him in this, I guess, weird pose. I guess it looks all right, but that's how I have to display this guy because of the weakness in the hips, the weakness in the knees, the ankles and stuff. So I think it turns out to be a pretty cool pose, but still, I don't know. I know it's this way on my particular figure. I asked my buddy Rick, I was like, this wave is cool, but Iceman, he goes, dude, I already know what you're gonna say. He was like, everything is loose, and I was like, okay, so it's not just me. So it seems that it's maybe that way across the board, or at least me and my other friend that I talked to about it also has this wave. So, anyways, bringing in some other characters so you can get size comparisons. Oh, don't knock them over. Rogue, and there's Juggernaut. Obviously, he's going to be taller than Rogue if he had his legs straightened, but he's not going to hold that pose. So, anyways, there's a look at that. And that's kind of my take on Iceman. He's the worst one out of the wave. So if you're not trying to, I guess, build Juggernaut, or maybe you don't care about Iceman, this would be the one. If I had to not pick one up, it would probably be him. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.